Hey, what's up, you guys? It is the Big Dog for another Comic Zone. Wanted to talk a little bit more in depth today about the Boom Studios Kickstarter for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the oversized hardcover collected edition. I know we touched upon it on the show, but really wanted to dive into it once again and see for people on the fence whether or not it may make more sense or less sense for them. Um, as it comes closer. So we're at the halfway point. It's definitely funded. The Kickstarter was for about $50,000. It's well above that by 10 times over. They're over $500,000 now, which is awesome. It's for sure funded. They've already started to include some additional bonuses there. And now we're seeing if it makes sense for new readers or old readers or maybe somebody in between. So what you can get is either one of 6 volumes that they have collected of roughly 12 issues of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from that original comic run that they started in around 2016. And that's for about $100 for the basic, $125 if you have a special slipcase and some other art on there as well. Or for $500, you can get all 6 volumes, or you can do, I believe it's $600 for the extra special versions. They even have a standee for one of the tiers, but that's kind of what we're going to talk about today for the sake of just collecting these. So for that doesn't include shipping. Shipping is about $50 roughly. They say it's based on where you live, so 50 is kind of a baseline I'm going off of based on what they were saying in the United States, where it's 40 to 45, but we're just rounding up to 50 to make it easy. So let's say you have never read Mighty Morphin Power Rangers but heard great things, want to get this really exclusive collected edition of them. Does it make sense for you? Well, if you have $550, let's say, then that's something you can do. I would recommend this specifically for omnibus collectors. Omnibus are usually oversized, massive collections of comics. They're some people, like I have a few myself, but some people that's specifically how they collect. And if you're an omnibus collector, I definitely recommend this for you. You still have 2 weeks left. Usually you're used to spending more on comics just kind of per book. So this is something I would recommend for you. For new readers, I would actually not. And the reason why is the earliest that you'll get these is either the end of 2021 or beginning of 2022, depending on which tier you do. And if this is something where right about now in January 2021, you want to start reading this, I don't think you should go this route. It's a lot up front. It doesn't give you a chance to read it for about a year. And there's going to be so many more comics coming that if you want to, jump in now and kind of play some catch up or just dive in for the first time, I would not recommend this Kickstarter to you. Nothing against it. I think it's awesome. I personally am not getting it myself just because I have all the individual issues of the comics, but that's kind of my thing on that. Now, for those people that are still here that are new and are saying, well, if you don't want me to get or don't recommend me getting this Kickstarter, then what should I do? Well, calculated it out, and there's 21 of the main series of Mighty Morphin of trade paperbacks that are either out or are coming out for that complete run. And with that, it comes out, they're about $17 retail, so without tax, it's about $360 US. With tax, we'll add, let's say, another 30, 40 bucks on that, round up to 400. It's still a little bit less than what you were spending on the oversized edition, but you can start reading it now and you could space it out as the biggest thing. You can begin getting the volumes now. If you want to read volume 1 and don't care about owning it, you could read it on Comixology Unlimited for free if you start a trial there or already have it, and then you can kind of go from there. Now, if you wanted all of Power Rangers, then there's 8 volumes of Go-Go Power Rangers for roughly the same amount. So 17 times 8, add that to the 400, and we're right about where we were at for the Kickstarter. But again, the Kickstarter does not include all of Go-Go Power Rangers. I know I didn't mention that, but that's one thing where key issues are involved for the overall arc that was going on with Kyle Higgins there, but it doesn't involve all of Go-Go. So if you're trying to read all of that, then once again, I would recommend as a new reader, you go into the trade paperbacks. If you really want to get the floppies and you're really big into single issue comic collecting, I think that's a route you can go. It's just going to be hard initially for diving into those early issues. I know issue 0 is above retail and not the easiest to find at times, and some of the early issues from that run. But I'm glad I have the collection. I got it as it released, but I also enjoy getting, some older runs or arcs that I haven't read for other comics, and the hunt of that and searching for them. Like I totally get that, and that's something you could do as well. Price may vary. Some issues are now below retail, other ones are about retail, and obviously some of those key issues like the first appearance of Lord Draken, first appearance of Ranger Slayer, the 0 issue and first issue of Mighty Morphin are going to be a little bit more, but once again, totally viable. What I recommend and kind of what I do when I'm picking up comics is I recommend, if you have any like recycled bookstores or half-price bookstores, seeing if they have trade paperbacks, and maybe you'll get lucky and find some of the Power Ranger trades there. I, in the past, have found some where I have found some Mighty Morphin ones that were less than retail. That's a route you can go. Once again, I didn't pick any of these up just because I already own them. And also, this allows you at your own pace that if you want to get the original graphic novels, you can get these as well. I think it's the most budget conscious route for people to read. You can kind of go at your own pace. If you want to go really fast and have the capital, go for it. If you want to space it out and maybe you can get, one for $20 this month, but it was your birthday and now you can get 2 of them because you got $40 the next month, whatever have you, that's what I recommend. But yeah, I've been rambling for a little bit per usual. But in conclusion, I think the Boom Studios Kickstarter is great for omnibus collectors. If it's something that you want and can afford, I recommend it. But for new readers, I do not recommend it, and I recommend you get the trade paperbacks. I have been, continue to be, Big Dawg Defender, and wait for my next video coming up where I'm going to be reviewing not only Mighty Morphin number 3 of the current run, but also Power Rangers number 3 that releases in a few days from me. So till next time, to the power. See you guys later.